contrasting styles of these two teams are what's going to make this game fun.
They've had some excellent games. I mean, some of the really close and tight fought games between these two teams.
This is going to be a fun one here this afternoon. Derrick, bring it down the house! Great ball movement from the Lady Panther.
That was nice.
Rivaldo can just do so many things. It's so athletic.
You mentioned earlier in the game, Pat, how you really like this freshman. I can see why.
The Brighton Bengals are the Division II state champions. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury for the 2018 Girls Boston Public Schools Middle School Basketball Championship, as tonight the Curley Flying Lions will be taking on the Roosevelt Warriors. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. Alan, this is always a fun time of year. It's our way to kind of put a bookend on the
wrap things up, right?
BPS basketball season. Always fun to watch the future of Boston basketball here at the Middle School Championships.
No doubt about that. I mean, we'll have the little ladies up first, and then followed by the young boys. But you're right. At least a handful of these players we're seeing this afternoon as 8th graders will be playing some varsity minutes as 9th graders next year.
That's right.
It's fun to try to project it as you watch the game, but the fact of the matter is they're here to have fun. They're here to try to win a championship. Matter of fact, Roosevelt's trying to go for 2 in a row.
That's right. We've seen some repeat champions in this game before. We'll see if that happens again tonight. Now for the other side of the ball, Curley, they're 8-1 coming into this game, one of the better teams in middle school basketball here in the cities, and they obviously advanced in the semifinals last week, and one of their better players in the semifinals was Winter Neal in that game, and she's going to be very important tonight.
She's a good shooter. Winter's, matter of fact, I was watching their practice. They have a half-court set on both sides where she comes off like a screen and hits a wing shot. So we'll look for her to be shooting from the outside. But she also has enough size to get inside and do some damage.
That's right. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Roosevelt, the player that we saw last year in the championship game, our spotlight player tonight, Kiana Armbruster, very good last year as a 7th grader, and she's our spotlight player tonight. She can do a lot of things out on the floor.
You talk about a player that's just sort of a little above everybody else. She's not only the tallest player out there, but she's also going to be the most talented player in terms of dribbling, scoring inside. This is last year's footage, you can see. Watching her warm up this year, she's a little bigger. She's listed as 5'9", but she's between 5'9", 5'10", very athletic, and obviously the best player on the floor.
No question. She can do it outside. She can do it on the inside. MVP of last year's game that you see her with the trophy. She had 35 points in the semifinals.
Oh, well, she's almost unstoppable. The only thing that really stops her or slows her down is foul trouble. Because she does get very aggressive defensively. She goes for steals, and then when she gets steals, gets layups. But when she doesn't get steals, she might get some foul trouble. That's the only thing that really stops her. Curley's got to figure out some way to either double team her or just try to get the ball out of her hands.
That's right. We'll see if they can limit her in this game, although after scoring 35 in the semifinals, I don't know how you limit somebody of that magnitude. Now for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. I had a chance to talk to Curley coach Mark Regini, and he recognizes his team will have their hands full today with Roosevelt reigning MVP, Kiana Armbruster. He said that he's going to go to his bag of tricks. They're going to front her. They're going to provide several different looks, and they're really going to try to make Armbruster work throughout this contest after she posted a near quadruple double a season ago in the championship. One thing to note, this Curley team is really going to try to slow this game down. They allowed just 21 points in the semifinals, and Regini thinks his team has a chance for a victory if they can hold this game in the 20s or even 30s. Can't afford to make this into a track meet. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth, and we'll see if Curley can do that. You know, obviously we see teams in the past who have play against teams who are those high-flying offenses. They always want to try to seem to slow the game down.
The difference here in middle school is it is running time until the last couple of minutes of each half. So it's one of those situations where you're a team that's trying to slow things down. You really can do it. You really, I mean, if your players can be patient enough, move the ball, and run whatever system that you're trying to achieve. But I think Armbruster is just, when she's out there, it's almost as if she's playing against just younger and smaller players. And from last year to this year, you mentioned 35 points for middle schoolers. It's pretty much unheard of.
No question. There's certainly a lot of points, even for a team. Usually, you don't see them score in the 35-point range. So to have Armbrust to do that in the semifinals, pretty impressive. We'll see if she can repeat that here this evening at the 2018 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championships from the Shelburne Center in Roxbury. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap right here on Game of the Week after these words.
Green red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can
get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
all of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills, the smarts.
Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury for the 2018 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. The Curley taking on the Roosevelt. And first, we're going to get you the starting lineups for this evening. It's the Curley, starting with Valeria Hernandez, Galen Boselli, Neal, as we talked about, and Patron. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Roosevelt, it's Jamison, Kayla Armbrister, Rodriguez, Kayana Armbrister, and Michaela at the center position. We're just about set to go here. As we mentioned before, as you said, Alan, Roosevelt, the defending champions here in middle school basketball in Boston, as Kayana Armbrister, one of the players of the game last year. She's now back as an 8th grader. It's hard to imagine that she was a 7th grader last year as well as she played.
I mean, she came back as an 8th grader. She's been the player of the season for the most part in middle school. So the challenge is all about defending her. She, like I said, the most talented player in terms of overall basketball skill, and she's also the biggest player out there. So it's a large challenge for the Curley girls in the green.
So Curley in the green uniforms with the white trim, and the Roosevelt in the white uniforms with the blue trim. We are set to go here at the Shelburne Center. And it's the Curley who controls the opening tap. And they are short with the layup there from the get-go, as Valeria Hernandez had a tough time putting it home, but Curley hangs on to possession.
Yeah, Armbrister tried to save it, couldn't step out of bounds first. That's the play right there they were running.
Winter Neal with the runner, scores off the window.
So her main shot is a little set shot from the wing. That time, took a couple of dribbles and was able to bank that one home.
3 off the back iron that time for Roosevelt. And Winter Neal chases down the loose ball for the Curley. We see Winter slowly bringing up the basketball. As Seth mentioned, they're going to try to slow it down here early.
Just remember, there's no shot clock in middle school.
Valeria Hernandez wide open underneath. So 4 quick points here for the Hurley. Just over a minute gone by in the first quarter.
Can't ask for a better start.
3 ball on the way again and short. Lara Hernandez, inside out move, tries a runner, no good. Put back, no good that time by Hennessy Galen, and that's going to go back to the Roosevelt.
Yeah,
travel that time on Roosevelt. They seem out of sync so far.
I was just going to say, on offense, it's strange. 3 times down for Roosevelt, and Armbrister hasn't touched the ball yet on offense.
Neal again, trying to run her. Can't bank that one home. Put back, no good from Hennessy. And it's going to go back to Roosevelt.
Interesting little matchup developing here between Neal and Kiana Armbruster. Is that on defense, Roosevelt is playing straight man-to-man.
So we got a foul on Peyton Boselli. Her first personal foul, first foul of the game.
Remember, 8-minute quarters, running time. So these quarters go by pretty quickly.
And Boselli comes away with the steal. Now it's Valera Hernandez again. Trying to go the length of the floor, and she does. So she's got 4 points. 6 now for the Curley, and they begin the game with a 6-0 run. Now it's Armbruster. Finally getting a chance in the open floor. Tries a scoop shot, no good. Neal with the rebound. Winter Neal going coast to coast, and she'll get 2 free throws.
Like you mentioned, Pat, good rebound by Neal, going coast to coast. Armbruster, I think she's a little frustrated with her first time touching the ball on offense. Try a deep scoop shot.
And Neal could not hit the first free throw. Goal for 2 from the line is Winter Neal. Armbruster with the rebound. Gets quickly up the floor. And layup inside. That time is good for the Roosevelt. That's
Jamison.
Number 21, yeah. Jessica Patron. Sorry, that is Jamison. My apologies.
Yeah. Well, again, if you're looking at the Curley, this is a good start for them. There's a first steal for Roosevelt.
And Armbruster scoring the layup.
That's how she scores a lot of her points. Open floor. Very hard to chase down once she gets ahead of steam.
Back to a 2-point game now, just past the midway point of the first quarter. Valera Hernandez now tied up in the corner. That's going to be a 3-second violation on the Curley. Jamison pushing it up again, that time looking for the teammate Jonte Rodriguez in the corner, but that's a turnover for the Roosevelt.
Yeah, a little bit of a sluggish start for Roosevelt. I'm so surprised. I mean, both teams coming in with only 1 loss in the season. But like we mentioned, the Roosevelt's defending champions. A number of the 8th graders here did play in last year's game. Yeah, Winter Neal getting the shot blocked by Armbruster.
Valeria Hernandez now top of the key. No good off the back iron. Armbruster with the rebound. Again, she's in the open floor. Again, she's got her eyes on the rim. Tied up at 6 here with just about 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
I'd say that speed and that length of hers is it's almost impossible to stop.
And then we got a referee timeout as we get some untied shoes.
Yeah, for the first few minutes of this quarter, we saw Curley doing a good job of slowing things down, taking some time off the clock. But I think they've gotten a little over-anxious with the stepped-up defense by Roosevelt. There's another steal.
Jamison again. Jamison going to take it herself. She's short on the layup. Armbruster chases after the loose ball. Kayana now looking to go baseline, and her jumper rattles home court. Roosevelt now with an 8-0 run and a 2-point lead, just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is where Curley has to go back to the set plays that they've been trying to run.
That runner from Winter Neal, no good. Valera Hernandez, no good on the putback. Armbruster like a broken record, again out on the break. And that 10-0 run for the Roosevelt forces the Curley to call a timeout. 1:31 left to go here in the first quarter, and all of a sudden the Roosevelt's now doing what they want to do.
Well, I was just going to say, and that was funny, it's just a matter of when would the ball get into Armbruster's hands. It's all
really
it was.
that simple. Our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what's happening?
Thanks, guys. It's no surprise that when Roosevelt fell into this early 6-0 hole, that it's their 3 8th graders who were part of last year's championship team who have brought them back. Kiana and her twin sister, the Armbruster twins, along with Tashira Jamison, the 3 players who were a big part of last year's team. Colin Sheehan said that he wanted those 3 players to mesh even better thus far, even better this year, and they've been a huge part of this success, forcing a lot of steals and scoring all 10 of the team's points to this point. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth, and it's a good point by him. Anytime you have 3 players from a championship team from a year ago, it's certainly going to help you in the following season.
Of course, and especially when one of them's the best player probably in all middle school.
Right. And also Jamison, she's had a nice start to the first quarter here. After, Curley went on that run, Jamison was the one that got that
the first
layup.
hoop. Right, exactly.
Sort of got things going for the Roosevelt. So we'll see if the Curley can respond here late in the first quarter, down by 4, a minute and a half left to go in the opening frame. Winter Neal now getting a breather for the Curley. So I think it's going to be Valera Hernandez who's going to have to do most of the scoring. Poked away again by Jamison. Jamison gets fouled on her way to the bucket. 3rd steal now for Tashira Jamison.
Well, we talked about, like you mentioned, the 8th graders who played as 7th graders on last year's championship team, and it's a lot easier for the other players on Roosevelt to look to those 3. Because of the 3, it's almost like at no point in the game will all 3 be off their games. So it's just a matter of whichever one steps up. Obviously, Kiana is the one that everyone looks to for big scoring, and she's well on her way to be doing that again.
Well, Jamison no good on both free throws. The Armbruster are already with 8 points for the Roosevelt.
See, without Neal in there's not as much movement of the ball.
Valera Hernandez with a high pass inside, so to go back to the Roosevelt. It's Kayla Armbruster, and she gets fouled over near the sideline.
Wide open there, a little breakdown.
Jamison, nice lay down inside, but the layup is no good. And that's going to stay, I believe, with the Roosevelt.
They had breakdown defensively by Curley. Wide open lane.
Running time, so this 10 seconds. They get it inside to Jamison. She gets fouled, and now they'll stop the clock as she heads to the free throw line.
Yeah, Curley's got a tough time right now because the last 3 minutes, their offense has really struggled since Winter Neal sat down, but also, more importantly, the defense is just really having some breakdowns here where players just go into the wrong spots.
So Jamison knocks down the first free throw of the ball game as Winter Neal comes back in for the last 5.9 seconds of the quarter. Jamison knocks down both. So 6-point lead off a 12-0 run for the Roosevelt. 6 seconds left for the end of the quarter. Neal's going to have to get a shot off. She does. Good effort by her.
I'm telling you. Well, you know what? It was good of it because she didn't realize, she just went back in the game, didn't realize there's only 6 seconds left.
Right.
Coach yelled at her around half court, and she just actually made a good attempt.
6-point lead for the Roosevelt. Folks, we're going to have to break. When we come back, we'll have the second quarter of the girls' BPS Middle School Basketball Championship from the Shelburne Community Center right after these words. Don't go away.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury for Game of the Week. We're at the 2018 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championships. Right now, the Roosevelt leads the Curley 12-6. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can certainly search for us on Facebook. Go to Facebook, search for Game of the Week in Boston. A lot of good stuff on our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Ready to start the second quarter. Roosevelt up 12-6.
Going to be a backcourt violation. Yeah, Jamison, a little careless with the dribble.
Three-pointer on the way, and it's banked home from Winter Neal.
I don't know if she got winded in the first quarter or what, but those few minutes she was off the floor really allowed Roosevelt to get on their big run.
Armbrister attempts a three, and she gets fouled, I believe, by Winter Neal, so that'll be 3 free throws for Kayana Armbrister. Momentum shift right there. Neal hits the three, it really helps Curley, and now all of a sudden.
Exactly. Get a little overexcited.
Armbrister no good on the first. He's able to get the second to go. Substitution for the Curley. Coming back in is Jessica Patron.
Well, the challenge now for the girls from the Curley, try to figure out some offense to get some open shots for Winter Neal.
Kayla Armbrister coming down with the offensive rebound. 3 short from Jamison. And that will stay with the Roosevelt. Jamison looking for an opening. Now it's Kayla Armbrister rattling home the three.
Well, 2 offensive rebounds allowed that big three. Now we got another violation. The ball goes right back to Roosevelt. You're right, Pat. Emotionally, that three-pointer by Winter Neal a couple minutes ago seemed like it got their team back in the game, but now they've given up 5 straight points.
Once again, Curley gets the rebound, but has another violation, so that'll stay with the Roosevelt. Another substitution for the Curley, as Peyton Boselli comes back into the ball game for the Flying Lions. Almost stolen away. That time it is stolen away. Boselli now on the open floor. And it's poked away by Kayla Armbrister. Kayla gets her shot. I thought it was a clean block. We're going to call a foul on Winter Neal. Yeah. She's got at least 2 now.
I was just going to say, it's going to be a tough afternoon for Curley. They're just trying to dribble the ball too much, and that's created a lot of steals. And you see Winter Neal there. She's the key player for them. On both ends of the floor, as a matter of fact. So she's got to be careful. That time she did the right thing, chased down what looked to be an open layup for Roosevelt, but committed the foul.
Armbrister makes 1 out of 2, so Kayla Armbrister with a 3 and a free throw. And all of a sudden it's back to an 8-point lead for the Roosevelt. Lara Hernandez is fouled over near the sideline. So Jamison called for the reach-in. That'll be just a second team foul on the Roosevelt. Meanwhile, 16 fouls for the Curley, so next time they commit a foul, it'll be 1-1 for the Roosevelt. It's Armbruster again. Kayla Armbruster now at 6 points. The last 6 points for Roosevelt.
I'll tell you, there's just no answer right now for Curley.
And Hernandez will go to that one. It's blocked inside. Kayana Armbruster picking up the loose ball. Kayana now trying to go coast to coast, and she does.
So the two twins just taking over the scoring.
Kayla with 6 straight points. Now Kayana with a steal and a lay-in. It's a 12-point lead for the Roosevelt. Substitution for the Roosevelt Warriors. As now number 3, Skyly Nova coming into the ballgame. A 9-0 run for the Roosevelt. We have a 12-point lead just about midway through the second quarter. Neal lining up another 3. She's short with that one. Armbruster now with a full head of steam. And she got tripped up a bit, and she'll head back to the free throw line. Kayana very decisive as soon as she gets the ball.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. She realizes she's like we said in the open. She's the fastest player out there, the tallest player, and the most skilled with the ball. She dribbles the ball. She's able to go coast to coast very easily.
Unable to hit the first. She's got 11 points and 7 boards now for the Roosevelt. As substitutions now for the Curley coming back in. It's Jessica Petroni. And also coming in for the first time is Jordalina Soto. As Armbruster makes 1 out of 2. 12 points now for her.
Yeah, the point that Chef made before the game that the Curleys was going to try to keep Roosevelt around under 20 points, and here they're already at 22. We're only halfway through the second quarter.
Jamison off the steal was looking for Armbruster, but it's knocked away by Neal. Jamison now trapped in the corner, finds a wide open teammate underneath for the layup. Scoring that one was Jonte Rodriguez. What a play by Jamison.
She looked like she was totally trapped.
15-point lead now for the Roosevelt. Winter Neal on the drive. No good. Jumper at the top of the key, no good, and it's Armbruster again with a rebound. And that time Kayana gets fouled on the floor.
I'd say it was interesting, Pat. We had a chance the past couple of seasons always to see a lot of girls basketball in Boston. And looking at Armbruster, wherever she goes, you can see her stepping right in.
Oh, no question. I think she'll start right away.
I was watching, on that rebound, it's one thing to be the tallest player out there. So rebounds are easier for you. But she did a good job. She boxed out first and then went straight up for the ball with 2 hands. So she's, and you're talking about improvement just from last season. Last season she was very fast, good shooter. This year she's just added more defense, rebounding, and still runs the floor really well.
Just hit both free throws as well. And another steal from Jamison. Jamison going coast to coast. Oh, she missed the layup. And now the Curley wants to call a timeout here with 2:52 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, very frustrating time for Curley.
Yeah, if you're Coach Regini, you gotta do something right now. With just 9 points on the scoreboard, this could really get away from you.
Let's not forget,
couple of
they
minutes.
scored 6 in the first 2 minutes of the game.
That's right.
They scored 3 points in the last, 10 minutes.
That's right. There was that 3 that Neal had.
That's all they've had.
And then that change of momentum since then has been all the Roosevelt. Another thing, too, we keep talking about the 2 Armbruster sisters, but Tashira Jamison has 5 steals so far here in the first half. She's also got several assists. She's got a bucket as well.
Oh, yeah.
So she's, sort of the floor general are out there for the Roosevelt, and the arm bristers are on the receiving end. A lot
That's
of those
right.
passes.
You're right. Jameson's making it easier for the rest of her teammates. The only thing she's had trouble with is at the foul line. But other than that, she's like the steals, handling the ball, playing aggressive defense. That's very frustrating for the Curley coaches. They can't figure out how to slow down this Roosevelt team.
Here comes Neal, spotting up again for 3, and that one's no good. Has to go back to the Roosevelt. I know Neal's a shooter, but at this point in the game, you wonder if she might want to take it to the basket.
That's exactly what the coach is talking to her about.
And Armbruster sails that one away, so that'll go back to the Curley. Substitution, Neal going to head back to the bench. Coming back in the game for Curley. Here's Jessica Petroni. Lara Hernandez now looking for an opening. Scores off the window, breaks the drought for the Curley. And then we have a violation on the Roosevelt as I stepped on the line on the inbounds pass. So the Curley now with a chance to maybe pick up another basket, capitalize on the mistake of the Roosevelt.
They haven't had back-to-back hoops since the first quarter.
Well, Jamison denied that, though. Her 6th steal of the half, and this time she capitalizes off that with the layup. 17-point lead now for the Roosevelt. Lara Hernandez loses it out of bounds. Had the right idea, but couldn't quite control the ball.
You mentioned, 2 minutes ago about this getting out of hand, and down 17 with 1:21 to go in the half. Right now, Curley just has no answers.
Armbruster showing off the dribbling skills. She couldn't finish the layup. Lara Hernandez now trying to go the full length of the floor.
Right, that's been a problem for Curley the whole half. A lot of over dribbling instead of making the defense move.
Armbruster picks that one out of the air and misses the layup on the other end. That's going to stay with the Curley here in the last 38 seconds of the half.
This straight man-to-man for Roosevelt has been effective because of their length and the way they move.
Jamison working hard to get that loose ball.
Nice pass, wow.
Finding another teammate underneath. What a pass from Jamison.
It's almost like Jamison just waits for one of her teammates to cut to the basket and she'll just get the ball there.
That time it was Jonte Rodriguez on the receiving end. 19-point lead for the Roosevelt. Block inside from Armbruster. And that is going to do it for the first half here at the Girls 2018 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. The Roosevelt Warriors going to work. Up by 19 here at the half over the Curley. And obviously Armbruster is the player we've been talking about that whole time. But Jamison had a great first half.
She really did. I mean, it was nice that she capped it off to end the half with that beautiful assist. But you're right. Steals, assists, she scores some, just sort of runs the offense. When you're talking about 30 points in a half, a lot of middle school games, teams don't score 30 in a game.
That's right.
Here they have a halftime of the championship game.
No question. So very productive first half there for the Roosevelt Warriors. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Curley, Winter Neal's clearly their best scorer. She got a couple of baskets there in the first half, but you wonder if she maybe want to go to the basket a little bit more, trying to get going.
I think in the second half we'll see her do that, but even still, the other 4 teammates have to help her out. I mean, we talked about a lot of over-dribbling by the Curley team, and it's gotten them in trouble because that's how Jamison got a lot of her steals, either coming on a double team or just taking the ball off the dribble. So I think the coaches for Curley have to get the Curley girls to pass the ball more. Like you said, would look for Winter, who is their best scorer by far, but when she's being guarded by Jamison, you have to go somewhere else. Okay, because that's the tough thing. Jamison had a couple of blocks on Neal when she tried to go against her driving to the basket. So we'll see how Curley comes out. But again, young players, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, we're going to get into their heads. Come on, there's another half to go. Let's just keep playing.
Yeah, still got a good amount of time left, and we'll see if they can recover here around halftime and talk about some adjustments. Our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, has an update for us. Seth, what are you hearing here at halftime?
Thanks, guys. Curley coach Mark Regini has really been emphasizing that the team had a great start. They just need to recompose themselves, focus a little bit, and stop turning the ball offensively. Obviously, Kiana Armbruster has been a one-man wrecking crew on the fast break, and he's imploring his team, you have to get a body back to stop her from getting those easy baskets. She's obviously one of the faster and bigger players on the floor, so even if they have to give up a foul, it's a better result than an easy 2. The other thing is just to keep a positive attitude. This is a new situation for Curley. First time they've been here since 2013. A big crowd. He just wants his team to have some fun and to refocus here for the second half. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth. And that's a good point that Seth just made too. When you're a team that hasn't been to the championship in 5 years,
none of these girls, right?
And none of these girls have been to the championship before. Meanwhile, for the Roosevelt, they were here last year. It's just a different environment. You don't have TV cameras during your regular season. You don't have as big a crowds. You probably don't even play at as big a gyms as the Shelburne.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Shelburne is one of the bigger gyms in the city. And like Seth said, the point about have fun, that's like a double-edged sword. You want to have fun, but you look at the score, you're down 30-11. It's tough to have fun then.
Yeah, right. Nobody likes losing. So we'll see what these girls can do here at the half. We're going to take a break. When we come back with the third quarter here from the 2018 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championships from the Shelburne Center in Roxbury. Right after these messages, folks, don't go away.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Green hat. Red hat. Oops. Red shirt. Blue shirt. Yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury as the Roosevelt Warriors lead the Curley Flying Lions 30-11 at the Girls 2018 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. And we talked about the Roosevelt and how good they've been. The top 3 players from last year's team were 7th graders, and now they've gone over and they've become 8th graders. You can see the maturity in their game.
Oh, no doubt about that. And the key is that as 7th graders, they played a lot of minutes. So it's not as if they had to grow into all this valuable time. They're used to it. They're far more comfortable out there. You see them defending, rebounding, getting steals, really putting Curley in bad positions and challenging every shot that Curley takes. So
that's right.
That with those 3, you're right. That's why this 19-point ball is here at halftime.
Now, the Curley coach, Coach Regini, talked about how they need to get a body in front of Armbruster when she goes out on the break. I mean, a player like that who can go the length of the floor, you got to think players going to try to step in and take a charge a couple of times.
It's just tough. I mean, you're talking about, just like we said before, the best athlete out there just happens to be the biggest player. and the most skilled player. So you talk about athleticism, basketball skill, and she's very competitive.
That's right.
You can see it. The way she rebounds, the way she runs the floor, you can see it. She has blocked shots. She'll move her feet on defense. So she's the full package as an 8th grader.
No question. And she's you probably see some high school coaches out in the stands licking their chops right now.
John Rice just walked in. And so
there you go. Fenway with another good, tall, athletic power forward or center, right? We've only had Jaleesa Rosamiara Carter as well. So just about ready to start the 3rd quarter here at the girls' middle school championship.
Yeah, quick half times at middle school. They don't play around. They don't even leave the court. They just stick around.
Maybe a water or bathroom break, and that's right back at it. So Curley with a runner to start the second half, and that's Valera Hernandez with another basket.
Well, they used Winston Neal that time as the facilitator because, see, Armbrister's playing Neal one-on-one on defense. So by pulling Armbrister away from the basket, that allowed Neal to get that assist.
Valera Hernandez leads the Curley with 8 points after that runner to start off the 3rd quarter. That's a turnover by the Roosevelt, so now it's Neal. Looking for some space. Step back jumper is good for Winter Neal.
She's feeling it. 1 assist in a basket in the first, 30 seconds.
And now another turnover for the Roosevelt. I was going to stay with the Roosevelt. Off of a Curley player.
We're going to talk about it if they had 2 different things. The outside official thought it went off the leg of one of the Roosevelt players. So he's going to go back to Curley.
Curley with 4 quick points. Start off the half. See if they can capitalize on another Roosevelt turnover. As Valera Hernandez. Now she's going to bring it back up to the top of the key. And we got a foul on the Roosevelt. In that location, that's going to be on Skyly Nova.
A little confusion as Nova thought the foul she was fouled. It was going to steal instead.
Nova now finding Armbrister, elbow jumper. Nothing but nylon for Kayana Armbrister. Back to a 17-point lead. 16 points now for Kayana Armbrister. Neal could not get the basket, but she will head to the free throw line as she was fouled by Kayana Armbrister.
That's an aggressive move by Winston Neal.
Maybe that should be the Curley's strategy. Go at Armbrister.
I think that's what we will see because we talked before. Anytime you have a player who's just head and shoulders above the rest, foul trouble is the biggest weakness for all young players like that. Because Armbrister does go for a lot of block shots.
Neal no good on the second after hitting the first. Here comes Armbrister off the rebound. With the pass inside, now it's Jamison. Gonna line up a jumper. Neal, good inside-out move as she looks for an opening. Another step-back jumper. That time she got caught behind the backboard. Now it's Jamison back down the other end for the Roosevelt. For a wide-open teammate, layup no good. But Jamison chases it down. Jamison with a runner. Neal with the rebound for the Curley. Runner no good, that time from Neal. Armbrister beating everybody down the floor for the wide open layup. It's almost like as soon as she gets the ball right around half court, it's a foregone conclusion.
Well, it reminds you of a track meet. You have the dash, and you have a superior athlete who's just going to turn it on in the second half.
Valera Hernandez, that time short on the layup. Jamison out to Armbrister. Don't see a lot of middle school girls basketball players with a nice finger roll as they go out on the break.
That's her favorite shots on the fast break.
Another steal there for Jamison. Good pass inside for our wide open Michaela Renee.
I'll tell you, between the assists and the steals for Jamison, she's had quite a game. So, I mean, you watch her. And the assist, I mean, what's impressive about the assist by Jamison, she makes it so much easier for her teammates to convert.
Hernandez no good on the jumper. Now it's Jonte Rodriguez trying to go coast to coast. The shot was blocked by Neal, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Roosevelt. Substitution for both squads as Rodriguez heads to the bench for the Roosevelt. Coming in for the Warriors is Jordan Robinson. Armbruster, that time, no good on the layup.
Yeah, tried the finger roll.
Lara Hernandez getting fouled on her way to the rim. I think Winter Neal's got a nose might be bleeding.
Yeah, she thought she was okay, actually, but now she's going to come out.
Lara Hernandez back at the free throw line for the Curley.
I'd say these players are really filling up.
Yeah, you get the boys game coming up too, so some of their players are filling up the bleachers.
Players, family, and friends, right?
That's right. Classmates.
Yes, schoolmates, school personnel.
Lara Hernandez no good on either free throw. Curley still looking for their first make. Armbruster going behind the back. Lara Hernandez, again with a decent drive, but just couldn't finish it. Here comes Jamison. Short on the runner. Gets her own loose ball. Back up top to Armbruster. Jamison launching a three, nothing but net. So Shira Jamison, 9 points and 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 8 steals. To Shira Jamison, really filling up the stat sheet.
Well, we talked about them being defending champions, and I'll tell you, they're fun to watch too. They actually play unselfishly. They're running 41 points, but they're not playing a lot of one-on-one. They're actually playing a good brand of offense. They're moving the ball, passing, like you mentioned with Jamison, finding so many assists.
Hernandez stepped out of bounds. Yeah. That's going to go back to
unfortunately,
Roosevelt.
On the flip side, you're seeing Curley pretty much go all one-on-one, not getting much out of it. Especially with Winston Neal out of the game.
Armbruster now back up top. So Curley will get the ball back here with about 35 seconds. Should be Curley's basketball, shouldn't it?
It should be Curley's ball. Yeah. Funny, Chanel Lauer just came in the game for Roosevelt. Got the ball mistakenly. She was like, what is this?
That three-pointer is short that time from Peyton Baselli. And that is going to do it for the third quarter here at the Shelburne Center in Roxbury. The Roosevelt Warriors in full command at the Girls 2018 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. They lead the Curley Flying Lions 41-16. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week right after these words. Don't go away.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury for the 2018 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championship as the Roosevelt Warriors lead the Curley Flying Lions 41-16. We're just about ready to start the fourth quarter here at the Shelburne. Roosevelt in full command. And they've had contributions from the top two players, Shira Jamison and Kayana Armbrister. And Kayla Armbrister also getting into the action as well.
Hey, there was a spurt there in the second quarter where both the two Armbrister twins scored like 9 points in a row.
That's going to be a violation on the Roosevelt.
That's one of the few mistakes we've seen Jamison make. She stepped in bounds before she passed the ball.
It's going to be another foul at the top of the key from Skylie Nova. Substitution for the Roosevelt as they see Hernandez, who again had an open look at the rim. Now it's Jamison out on the break. And she's short with the layup. And we got a travel there in the Curley. Two players moving the ball at the same time. And Winter Neal coming back in for the Curley.
Good to see her back. She got popped in the nose accidentally, and looks like she recovered okay.
Armbrister just weaving in and out of the defense. And that's poked away by the Curley, but Roosevelt will hang on to it. Now here comes Jamison, spinning out of traffic, and she took an extra step.
It's almost as if Roosevelt for the last like 10 minutes has been sort of on cruise control. Once they got the big lead, it's been a matter of not even allowing Curley to get any open shots.
Armbrister lines up a three and drills it. I believe that's her first three of the game, just about the only thing she hadn't done so far.
Yeah, her sister made one in the first half.
Kayana with the three. Now it's a 28-point lead as Valera Hernandez once again with a good effort to the bucket, but nothing to show for it. Here comes Jamison down the other end. Shira Jamison now with 11 points. for the Roosevelt, second leading scorer behind Armbruster. Armbruster again on the open floor. He's going to step back, take another three. That time it was short. Substitutions for both squads as Jamison heads to the bench along with Skylie Nova. Back in the game for the Curley is Emily De La Cruz. Cross-court pass to Neal for the jumper, and she gets it to go. And it's too bad Neal was out for those couple of minutes.
Off those minutes, and also just didn't get the kind of help from the teammates that we've seen on the Roosevelt side.
Armbruster short with that one. Put back no good. Neal with the rebound. Neal now charging down the floor, but she lost it out of bounds. Going to go back to the Roosevelt.
This is actually unusual. We haven't seen a lot of blowouts in the middle school championships, and I was looking at the last few years, and we've had some good games, some 6-5, 6-point games. It's and also some of the outstanding players. Jahari Green, who's with Bishop now, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Deja Thornton, who's with Fenway, Kiara Surratt.
Yeah. So this Roosevelt team, mainly because of this young lady here, very special.
Armbruster with another bucket. Go back to that 2011 season when Jaleesa Ross won the MVP.
That's right. She just dominated that game. You're right.
No
In a different way.
Right. Armbruster similar to Jaleesa, I think, with her size, and Jaleesa was also very athletic, but not quite the ball handler that Armbruster was.
No, but what Jaleesa did, Jaleesa was always in the right position and used her height to a major advantage because it allowed her to get rebounds on both ends. She was able to convert offensive rebounds and outlet passes to get her team out in fast breaks.
Yeah, I think Jaleesa was more of a true post player, whereas Kayana is sort of just does a little bit of everything.
Oh, Kayana, she's going to be probably a backcourt player in high school. And she'll play some forward also, but I think she'll have a chance to handle the ball a lot when she gets to high school.
Valera Hernandez gets the basket and one. Another nice drive by her. She's had a pretty good game, just hasn't been able to hit every single one. 12 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists now for Valera Hernandez.
You got one shot.
Unable to hit the free throw is Valera Hernandez. Ball stolen away by the Curley. Curley players on the offensive glass. And it's Valera Hernandez scoring for the Flying Lions.
6 opportunities.
Peyton Baselli trying to go the length of the floor. And we got a traveling violation on the Curley here with just over a minute to go.
Well, well-deserved championship for Roosevelt. This goes without saying. It's back-to-back. Kiana Armbruster. It's interesting, too, because now last year they won the championship only scoring 34 points. Now, she did have 16 of those 34. But this year they have 48, and Okay, the bench players have been in for the last 3 minutes, so they very easily could have gone over 50, maybe even approached 60 points.
Yeah, the Roosevelt scored, I believe, 54 in the semifinals.
Well, it's
against the Frederick, so they certainly can put the ball in the hoop. Curley again with some opportunities here late. Getting some offensive rebounds. Hernandez. And that's going to stay with the Curley here with 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back to the Roosevelt.
Just a matter of what the final score is going to be at this point.
Right.
well, you talked about, okay, Roosevelt had veteran players. So now, next year, it'll all flip. Because the 3 key players for Roosevelt will be gone on to high school. Meanwhile, some of these younger players for Curley will be back. A little bit of experience, and that's going to wrap it up.
So Roosevelt, for the second year in a row, are the BPS Middle School Girls Basketball Champions. And you can see why. The very dominant performance from them. And Kiana Armbruster obviously goes without saying how good of a game she had. But also you talk about Jamison and Kayla Armbruster also with some big contributions as well. So you have really that core 3-player sort of lineup.
Exactly. And they played well. It was obvious that Kiana was going to be the focal point even before the game started. We talked about the coach for Curley trying to figure out a way to at least slow her down. Just couldn't do it. And her 2 partners, her sister and the point guard, all 3 of them, they made a really easy win for a championship.
No question. Very dominant performance here this evening for the Roosevelt Warriors. Meanwhile, for the Curley, I think they were just overmatched. I mean, they were just the players with more experience, players who had used to being in this championship game before for the Roosevelt, not so much for the Curley.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and you're right, because Winter, the good scorer, tried. She had to sit down a few times, got popped in the nose. Good to see her come back. Eighth grader, one of the leaders on the team. So, but you're right, overmatched and just not the kind of cohesion, not the kind of teamwork that we saw from Roosevelt. Roosevelt, having been in last year's championship, knew what to expect. Even though the young players, I tell you, that 6-0 start to the game when Curley was ahead 6-0, that seems a long time ago.
Oh, no question, yeah.
Because once the ball got into Armbruster's hands and she started those coast-to-coast layups, the game was pretty much over. After they went by 10 points, that pretty much was it.
That's right. They went on that 12-0 run, and that really sealed it for the Roosevelt. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP and our final stats from this ball game at the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury right after these words. Don't go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts.
Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. Yeah, it's so wet.
With the groove, show proof, keep it smooth as I bust the move. Hey, yo, step it swiftly, with me, keep up. If not, just stop, pop a squat, put your feet up, read up, pay attention, listen to the melody. Remember what you heard, got my words to the spell of me. Top notch, got them all jumping like hopscotch, jumping rope like double dutch in the air. Show me what you got, keep it hot like the heater. You thinking you a treat, cause you're sweet, but I'm sweeter. Leader of the pack, cause they all stay behind me. I'm old school, you don't skip tracks, you rewind me. Find me, working on my craft.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Green hat. Red hat. Oops. Red shirt. Blue shirt. Yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants. Red pants. Green pants. Oops.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury at the conclusion of the 2018 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championship as the Roosevelt took down the Curley 48-24. Now, this seems like deja vu because last year we had a player who was the player of the game for the Roosevelt after they won the Girls Middle School Basketball Championship. It was Kiana Armbrister. We had some highlights of her from that game last year to start this game our production of this game, and she's done it again. Phenomenal game for her. And you just see the talent and also the work. I mean, she's become a better player this year. You can see.
She definitely works hard.
See
it didn't hurt that she got a little bigger also. But you're right. The ball skills, she does everything on offense and defense, and easily the outstanding player. The only question coming into this game was, would Curley be able to slow her down? They weren't, and so it was a very easy championship for Bristol.
No question. She also had help from some pretty good teammates. You saw her teammate Jamison, who was the point guard, got a lot of steals, set her up for some baskets tonight as well.
Definitely, and her twin sister played well in the first half. So, like you said, back-to-back, and that doesn't happen much often in middle school.
That's right. Kiana Armbruster is with our sideline reporter Seth Orensky, along with the head coach, Coach Sheehan. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by Kiana Armbruster and head coach Colin Sheehan. Kiana, 25 and 15 today. You had 60 points over 2 games. What were you trying to do over these last 2 games to cement your legacy here at Roosevelt?
I was trying to help the team, and all of us worked hard together throughout the whole season, even though some of us don't even play basketball, but we worked hard together.
Coach said before the game that really this year you guys relied on yourself, your twin sister Kayla and Deshira. You guys were huge when you went down 6-0 and then immediately came back, scored the next 10 or 11. What was the focus for you 3 when you guys fell into that early deficit?
We try to get the ball to each other, and that's all.
How much does it help having your sister and Deshira out there, 2 other players who had played on this atmosphere? Obviously a lot of fans, they got out to that hot start. It could have gone the other way. To have confidence as a group rather than just the 1 or 2 players.
All I can really say is that was a good game, and we all worked hard.
And then lastly, you're going to Fenway, another team that has a winning legacy. What are you hoping to do this summer to improve even more before high school?
Practice probably every day.
Congratulations, back-to-back MVPs. You had a tremendous game. Coach, you're the first back-to-back champ since 2015, but it's a totally different team. You said that beforehand, just the 3 players. Obviously, Kiana's going to get a lot of the accolades, but what does your big 3 mean to this team? All 3 of them had huge impacts in this game.
They mean everything to this team. They were here last year. They've already experienced all the excitement, the TV, and all that. But they really, this season, they worked well together. But I can't say enough about the other girls that stepped up. I had 3 girls that have played before. The rest of the team has not played basketball before and stepped up. They stepped up their defense, and like I've always said, defense is key to winning championship.
When you talk about defense, you gave up those 6 early points, and then they barely scored the rest of that first half when you were able to pull away. What was your message to your team after that early, slow start?
I think it was just the early on in the game jitters. You know, we got out there, we had to wait like an hour for our bus to come pick us up, so I think we were a little bit nervous coming into it. But once we got that first basket, it started from that first basket, and we just poured it on after that.
Congratulations, Coach. It'll be a new team next year, but maybe we'll see you again. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth, and certainly Coach Sheehan, 2nd year in a row that he has won a middle school championship. Got to be a good feeling for him. But like you said, things are going to turn over probably after this season.
No
and
doubt.
Some of those younger players on the Curley will probably be a little more experienced next year.
Not only that, but just what Coach Sheehan's just said. He only had the 3 veteran, 8th grade veterans playing. Other girls were all new to basketball, so he has to really start over.
No question. Let's take a look at the final stats from this ball game before we sign off from the girls' middle school basketball championship. And first up, it's Curley.
For the Curley, Valera Hernandez, the main ball handler, also leading the score with 14 points. We talked about Winter Neal, 10 points. Got hit in the nose and missed some time. Unfortunately for her, rebounds. Valera Hernandez with 13 rebounds, and Kaylin with 7. Also assists, you had Valera Hernandez with 5 and Neal with 3. So not as much production as they expected, but again, the experience just really outclassed them.
Those are the Roosevelt stats.
And stats pretty much coming into the game. Kiana Armbruster, the best middle school girl player in the city, 25 points. Her point guard, Jamison, added 11. Kiana also had 15 rebounds. Jamison had 5 rebounds rather. Sorry. Jamison had 6 assists, and Kiana Armbruster with 3. So they spread it out among those top 3 players, top 2 players actually. And Roosevelt had a relatively easy win. I mean,
that's right.
The first few minutes of the game, 6-0 Curley, but it's just like Kiana said, well, we just have to stop playing. Once we get our first basket, you're off and running.
Yeah, no question, and that's how it happened here tonight for the Roosevelt. Folks, if you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go online to our website. Visit www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. You can also go to our Facebook page. We're going to post a YouTube link up there. Take a look at this game. A couple other videos we're going to post up there as well. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We got the boys game coming up very shortly, but for right now, we're going to say so long from the Shelburne Center here in Roxbury. Take it easy, folks. Have a good one.